guys, and welcome back. This is ChosenArchitect, and today we're going to be jumping into Create Above and Beyond. So, welcome back, boy. Or do we have a lot of automation to get done? I'm not kidding when I say a lot. Today, we're going to try and at least get 2 or 3 systems in. I think we should be able to do that. I've kind of been thinking of ways about going about our next steps, and that is we need an automatic dye farm. So just a single dye, and I'm going to be using dandelions for, sunflowers for that. So we should be able to produce yellow dye. That's pretty straightforward. And then we need to mix the quantum entangled singularities that we made. We need to mix those together with that dye inside of a press. It's not actually a mix. It's a press here. And then that is going to generate a chromatic singularity. The chromatic singularity then has to go through a interesting process of washing that we are going to set up. And I think that is where things are going to get a little bit more confusing. But for right now, let's think about this. So we know that if we hit this with bone meal, bam, there pops off a sunflower. And so we can now craft that and we get ourselves some dye. Now we have the bone meal automated, which is great, but can a deployer do this? So if I place a deployer down and I give it some bone meal, for example, and I hand crank this. Okay. So as you can see, it does spit it off, and it seems like it does it in the same spot. No, it's definitely random. So this is where I'm thinking we're going to need a vacuumulator for this. Yeah, we're definitely going to need a vacuumulator for this. Now, we could also do this with redstone and without a deployer. So we could possibly feed this into a dispenser. And I think a dispenser will also bone meal this and could potentially be faster. So I just wanted to put this in perspective. So I have this, and as you can see with a timer next to it, it is thus producing, and we can speed this up or slow it down depending on how fast that we need this material. And all we have to do is feed it bone meal. So this is a small contraption, but we still need a way to pick these up, and that's where that vacuumulator I think is going to come into play. And to get that vacuumulator, we need a zinc machine, and bam, we have ourselves a vacuumulator. Now, I don't know the range on this. Hopefully it will show the range. Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. We have items that are going to be on the ground, so hopefully the range isn't too big. Definitely pick those up. Oh boy, this might have quite a large range. If that's the case, then we're going to need... This has a range of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 4 blocks around is its actual range. Oof. That could spell some problems. But I think the only thing we need to do is make sure that it is at least away from this. I think that's the good thing. So, so long as we set it here, I think that's good, right? That'll be plenty room away from this, so we don't have to worry about that getting picked up. It won't pick up the items that fly from here, because those get picked up. We should be good. Filter configuration will apply to this. Wonder, is there a filter we can use on this? Filter configuration will apply to this behavior. Keep those floors clean. Okay. Well, I think this setup is actually going to be one of the best. So all I have to do is just pipe to this from here. And then we have this right here to pipe out of and feed to our machine. And I think I'm going to start building up a second layer here. And this farm is basically done. I think the only other thing we need to do, actually, we can build our crafter down here and then route the crafter up to the top. All we need is a single crafter for this as well. So setting this up should be pretty simple. I now have this. All I got to do is place my cog down and then just use a vertical gearbox. Shablam, there we go. And that should be doing crafting for me. And bam, we should have dye that goes right into there. Perfect. Now, if you ever want to get fancy and you just want to remove these, all you gotta do is place andesite casings on them. That's what I've done here to hide the water wheel that is down below. Just a simple water wheel, and we can actually hide these and make them look really nice now. Look at that. All right, now it's about time for me to get that second layer sort of built up, similar to the way that we did the other one back over on the other side. I got a little bit of cleanup to do. So I went ahead and put 3 water wheels down here, and I can't exactly tell if this actually works or not. It doesn't look like the middle one's working, but this is working, and that one is getting 256. So it doesn't really seem like you can do them vertically like this. I don't think there's a great way of doing it like this. Unless maybe you put that there. But then again, you're kind of getting max power here, but if I put a block, it's going to stop the max power. Right? Then it's reduced and reduced. Yeah, I think building a regular water wheel is definitely going to be a good way to go for this. But we can still bury it. So with this, all I have to think about now is basically combining these things, getting my die, which we can go ahead and accept. I do have the die right here. So any die, bam, we're good to go. So that is going to be processing. We have now power that is able to come up and hopefully run all of the stuff that we need for this. I want to try and come up with a clever solution for the entangled singularities here and getting the chromatic singularity. We're going to go ahead and get them pressed. Hopefully I can do this fast enough, be able to speed it up, because this is the main thing that is going to be using power for us. And then that is going to be split into a few different things. So, when this gets put through a crushing wheel, they have a chance of splitting into basically 1, 2, 3, 4, I guess it'd be 5 different ones, but only 4 of them need washing. And we should be able to set it up with some sort of filter thing on a conveyor belt, so that way we may be able to get away with 1 item drain. And then we also need a nullifier, because this produces a waste that we need to get rid of. And with that, we should be good. I know this probably isn't going to be enough power. We're probably going to have to put a windmill up, simply because of the crushing wheels, but I think we got this. So now that I have everything piped over, I basically just need to make sure that these send into this, and they should both fill up and do their thing. That is all of that. All I ask of this. Now, conveyor belt wise, all we have to do is let this press, and so we got to get the power, which is actually perfect right here. We get the power over to this, and then get 2 crushing wheels set up. Now, the crushing wheels, we should have plenty of crushing wheels, considering they're back here, being crushed. Unless we've crushed all the crushing wheels. You know what? This crushing wheel isn't yours. This is my crushing wheel. I need this one. So I'm just gonna have to wait here until, yeah, we get getting 2 crushing wheels. Nope, don't crush that one. Nope, I need it. Oh, there we go. I got it. Perfect. So we should be able to set it up like this. And this is actually giving us plenty of space over here for the washing process. And for me to be able to set up some sort of interesting conveyor sorting line, that's all that's going to happen. You can see the little funnel there. That outputs the output, which we should be good. That gets crushed and turned into the different types. Now, this is where I'm going to need storage drawers. I do have ways of other filters, like doing filters, but I still think storage drawers is going to be the best way to set up filters for this. Okay, so after seeing this sort of in motion now, I think I've come up with an idea. So what I'll do is, because I've seen that these like kind of throw to the next one, I think I'm going to set up a smaller belt line that's going to start here. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to capture the magenta paintballs. Like, I believe the magenta paintballs are the ones that, yeah, is the end result. We collect these first. Then we basically have we'll filter out the next tier. So if they end up here, I'm trying to think. Actually, you know what? I think I need to rethink this some more. I think my brain has come to terms with what I need to do. So the more I thought about it, the more I'm like, wait, I don't need to filter out the individual colors. I just need to be searching for magenta, because magenta is the main thing. So right off the belt line, we need to filter directly. We need to account for magenta. I'm going to add a belt line here, and I can go, okay, how about we add a separate belt that is going to run through here, and we're going to have item drains that are going to run all the way along this. So actually, let's put a belt here to here. And so we will put a funnel. I think we can put a funnel on this belt. See, this actually needs to be transferred over here. How am I going to do that? I need to transfer it onto this belt line. And you know what? I think chutes work for this. Can I send an item into a chute like this? Let's say if it's put the other way. I actually want to test this out. Can an item... No, it can't go into a chute. How am I going to separate this off? I'm trying to think, because also when this lands on here, I need to get it directly onto this belt. So yes, this is actually going to work. However, I do have to figure out a way to pump out of here. That's going to be a challenge. All of these need to be locked to magenta. So that's how I'm going to be satisfying this problem. So they're locked to magenta. And they do bounce from all of these, since I did do a test. And so the first thing we want to do is we want to test out our funnel situation here. And actually we can use andesite funnels now that I'm using this. I think normally you could have a whole inventory system that Create actually has, but I'm going to go with this for now. And I should have andesite funnels. And each one of these need to be facing in, pulling the item in as it jumps between. And so what we should have is, regardless, so if a red, for example, it'll hit here, it'll change colors, it'll hit here, change colors, eventually it'll hit here and should be magenta at the time that it's flung up. I might have to go one more over just to make sure, but I think if it is flung here, it should be picked up before it gets transferred into the dark. Actually, I think we only need 3. I kind of want to test this out and like turn this on. I don't know. Let's kick this on just temporarily. I just want to see. Okay, so yeah, no, we don't need the other one because the other one will be magenta by the time it gets down to that point. I see there's a blue here, but that was just because I think of how it was set up. We shouldn't end up with the blue, I don't think. Actually, we might. Oh my, it's really hard to test this out because I have to break all of these first. Then let's replace them. Place down our line. And let's watch. So those drain. Okay. Interesting that they're rolling like that. How am I... These aren't picking them up when they roll? Wait a moment. I think I know why it wasn't picking them up. Notice how they don't stack in my inventory. They don't like to stack. So they do have to be individual in their placements like this. So I think it's because the drawers, since they don't have it like an inventory, they're just filling up. So let's try this again. Those are going to spit out everywhere. This is a huge mess to test. Like, for example, if I throw... No, I can't test here. Look at all the items all glitching out. I just need a red, I think. So if I test a red... And... Okay. Maybe I need a different color. Let's test a blue, because maybe I just need to add another andesite funnel at the end. Test a blue. No, it doesn't pick it up regardless. This is confusing now. So I think instead of doing the crazy thing that I was trying to do and get everything as compact as possible, I think I decided to go ahead and extend this out and just be reasonable with this. So I'm using the chain drive. It's really nice to get all these going in their one direction, get your belts going. And we still need to get in here for all of the fluid containers, and I'll probably route pipes around the back somewhere to make things look a little bit nicer. I got to figure out how I'm going to get the pipes in here. But power is definitely going to be a big problem for routing this. Maybe even underneath. I might be able to get underneath. I think we have a little bit of room. Yeah, I actually have plenty of room underneath, I think, to hook up pipes. So that might be how I end up going about doing that and getting everything nice and concealed. But right now, this is working. And I think all I have to do is, instead of wasting these and turning them all into black paintballs, which is a waste, by the way, those are basically trash. They get thrown away. It's basically from over draining everything. All you gotta do is set a filter here for these. And these are gonna all end up in this chest, but my goal is to get this back out on a conveyor belt and get it into a localized chest. Or instead of a conveyor belt, I could just pipe all these into each other and pipe them all, but I don't know. One long conveyor belt should do the trick as well. All right, let's go ahead and extend this. We'll start here. This is all going the correct direction. And let's see. We'll just go ahead and hook this up. I mean, for me, this is a lot of trial and error. I've done a lot of stuff you haven't even seen on camera, just me trying to get this to work. Now, luckily for this, I believe an andesite funnel on these will work, because we have no need for filtering. This can literally just be put onto the chest. And all of these down at the end should equal this right here, a magenta paintball. And then we can thus route this magenta paintball into a crafter, and that's going to make the chromatic compound that we need coming soon. And we still have room back here to continue to automate some things. So at this point, the only thing left to do, I believe, is to test this out, make sure it works. The best way to test it out is by also trying a magenta and a red. I think that is the best way to test this out. So let's just assume a magenta comes out. It should be collected right here. Let's just assume a red one comes out. The red one, by the way, takes the longest. So that's going to drain. Roll along. Still hasn't hit the filter. Roll along. There we go. Blue. Still doesn't hit the filter. But last but not least, it is ready to go. Now, for all of these other different colors, it should also work the same way. So if I put a green, we should see that the green goes through, gets filtered blue, and then it should be turning magenta, and then gets filtered there. So we shouldn't have to worry about overwashing, which was going to be the issue. And there we go. So I've already got my pumps set up down in the bottom, and I've already got my cogs set up. Now the only thing I have to do is get power to at least one of these cogs. And so I'm going to utilize the crushing wheels that I have here. Now this is, I believe, utilizing half of the available power. Yeah, 256, this is using like half of it. So what I'm thinking is combining 3 of these, which are only using half, and actually utilizing its power. And I think that is going to be a good idea. And all we got to do is combine this, and we can combine their power just like that. I'm saying combine power like they're superheroes or something. And I believe they're all spinning the same direction, so we don't have to worry about directional change. This might actually be perfect for this. And then we're going to hook everything into a nullifier. Oh, by the way, that actually needs to be... Oh, that's the wrong thing. It actually does need to be a vertical gearbox. Man, I need some things to stand on. So I know this is really janky, but I mean, I guess that's kind of the name of the game, is to be really janky. So before I get this hooked up, I definitely want to get my nullifier, which I believe my nullifier, yeah, was right here. And then I just need a couple of pipes. I'm going to route this down just like that. I'm going to need a couple more pipes made. So with that out of the way, last but not least, smack that nullifier there. This connects to the nullifier. This is going to delete any liquids that go into it. And all we have to do now is connect this to a gearbox, and let's hope that it doesn't overstress. And it doesn't. And I hope that's a fast enough pump speed to handle this. But of course, we can always slow this down. We can slow these processes down. Okay, I think we're ready to turn this on. Like, make sure everything's literally on. And make sure all the items are pumping the way they need to go. Oh boy, I'm kind of nervous. Well, wait. Hold on. Maybe not. Not yet. Hold on. Take that out. I still need a place to store these. So how about this? This should actually work. we'll have a crafter set up like this. And a lot of you guys have been telling me, hey, you can actually use a wrench to make this a single unit, right? You guys have said that. So this is now a single crafter. So what we should be able to do is I should be able to output the items here, like all to here, or actually all to, let's do it over here. And we'll put a gear going through here. That should hopefully we have enough power to be able to power this. Oh boy, that could pose, I mean, we can always slow this down if that's the case. There's a cog. It is overstressed, but what we can do is we can slow this down to 20, because I don't think this whole setup really needs to be all that fast. And there we go, especially when we have to deal with how much fluid is going into these things. Also, I'm noticing these are probably not facing in the right direction. The pumps. Oh, the things you notice, right? So our pumps, they need to be facing that way. I don't know if all of them are doing that. That seems to be facing the right direction. Some of them are hard to see. That one's facing the wrong direction, and that one's facing the right direction. Okay. So I think we're all good there. So last but not least, fingers crossed, andesite funnel on the back. Okay, let's hope that we have this whole process somewhat done. All we got to do to turn it on is put that there down here. Oh boy, I'm so nervous. And then turn this on by placing that redstone, that piece of redstone that I believe is in one of my packs. It's just a tiny piece of redstone. Yep, redstone wire. I believe it gets broken every time. And that process happening over and over again should work. Now, here's the thing. Once these are full, by the way, then it will be basically relying on the pump to drain. And hopefully we don't have these spitting out, which they are right now. But hopefully that will stop, because these should, let's see, they spit them out. Okay, it did its first craft. We might have to speed things up here by doing a different setup. Yeah, these are, it's making too many of them. Oh no. Oh, and it's actually keeping up. Okay, things are becoming a problem. This crafter needs to be way faster. Okay, so I was able to place a speed controller down on the bottom line, so... Oh, I can't speed it up though. As soon as I do, it stops. I might need to do my own water wheel setup for this. So I know I still have a pile of items that just haven't gone to despawn. But I did get it sped up faster. What I did was I placed a 3x3 or a 3 water wheel system here, and I just routed that power up to this, so it's connected to the bottom, so I was able to speed this up. And I think now it's able to keep up. The crafter is able to keep up. This seems like it's really fast as well. Like, this is maybe faster than I thought it was going to be, but I almost guarantee it's going to slow down at some point. Like, it can't stay. I don't think it's going to stay at this rate for forever, especially when we're dependent on our crushing wheels. I think it's just over time the stuff is built up, so we're dealing with that. Well, guys, today has been quite interesting. I actually wasn't planning on getting the full washing thing set up and getting it crafted. We've got a lot ahead of us now. So at this point, like, I think we have some goals that we need to achieve past this point that are going to be a little bit separated from this, I think. But at the moment, things are looking pretty good, and I'm loving this so far. So, guys, of course, I do want to give a huge shout out to the sponsor of today's video, and that's going to be a huge thanks to BloodRose89. Thank you so much for your amazing support over on the Discord, becoming a Discord premium member. And of course, guys, do not forget, we do have a public server a public SMP server that is available for you to join regardless if you're a member or not. All you gotta do is hop on the Discord. Literally the IP is there and you guys can jump on the server. I was actually streaming on it over on Twitch literally today. So I would love for you guys to join, and be sure to check that out. It's discord.gg/ChosenArchitect. And of course, guys, I hope to see you in the next episode, and be sure to click that subscribe button if you haven't already. I'll see you in the next one. And as always, thanks for watching.